8 out of 10 people with pre-diabetes go about their days unaware that they have pre-diabetes. Yes, unaware. How is this possible? Well, if what you eat comes primarily from a fast food restaurant, out of a jar or box, chances are the nutrition benefits are sorely lacking. As we spend most of our waking hours mindlessly eating highly processed, addictively tasty foods, primarily consisting of sugars, unhealthy fats, way too much salt, and chemicals, the overwhelming demands placed on our bodies to cope with those habits take a toll on our health. At some point, our bodies raise that white flag, no longer able to keep their systems in balance, and gives in. When your body finally raises that white flag, you begin to notice something feels different, not in a good way. These are symptoms of disease popping up. One very insidious disease that is rampant in our society and steadily escalating beyond our shores is diabetes. However, we don't just wake up with diabetes. It is a slow and destructive process. Prediabetes is the tip of the iceberg. However, what we don't see are the dangers that lie beneath. What lies beneath the water is the progression of your body losing the battle and showing signs. Yes, these are symptoms of the damage that is going to take hold if you don't change course. Prediabetes, if left uncontrolled, will most likely lead to type 2 diabetes. The slowly rising blood sugar levels that may not hit the radar is how our bodies send out a signal, a subtle warning sign urging us to alter our destructive behavior or bear the consequences if uncorrected. So, what does the future hold if you don't correct course? Prediabetes on the horizon. Here are a few examples of what you may experience should you choose to hang on to those bad habits. Let's start with cardiovascular disease. Even before your doctor whips out his pen and pad to prescribe metformin, the go-to drug to begin managing your diabetes, not cure, managing, prediabetes doesn't wait for a formal diabetes diagnosis. No, the damage to your health begins with prediabetes. Prediabetes is strongly associated with an increased risk of heart disease, which comes with a list of scary side effects like high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes, to name a few. Let's see what's next. Peripheral neuropathy. What's that? Well, that's like when you were a kid playing outside on a bitterly cold day and having a blast in the snow, but after you came in and peeled off those wet gloves and held bone-chilled fingers under hot water, you recoil as your nerves scream, hot pain, and then later numbness. The effects of prediabetes can begin damaging your peripheral nerves as you become increasingly aware of the tingling, pain, or numbness felt in your hands and feet. Let's see what's next on the list. Eye problems, retinopathy. Prediabetes begins wreaking havoc with blood vessels in your eyes, leading to vision issues, and if allowed to progress, even glasses won't help. Next on the list, kidney damage. Two small but crucial organs, our kidneys, they're our blood cleaners. We consume a lot of bad stuff, and these poor organs are overworked and perpetually cleaning up our mess as best as possible. Without change, you could be heading towards kidney failure and having machinery clean your blood instead. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. If you are carrying around a large belly, there is a high probability you are pre-diabetic. Why? Because your liver has been forced to store fat. This type of fat is visceral fat, a far more nefarious fat. This fat destroys livers. Next on the list, sleep apnea. Being overweight can affect your ability to sleep and breathe at the same time. You might say this is a double-edged sword. One makes the other worse. Increased risk of infections. High blood sugar levels weaken your immune system, leaving you vulnerable to infections. like urinary and skin infections, among others. Slow wound healing. Watch where you step. Poor wound healing, particularly in the feet, can be a sign of things to come. One final reason why you should correct course, and that is increased risk of certain cancers. Elevated blood sugars lead to elevated insulin, which is our fat storage hormone, a hormone that promotes growth. Sadly, cancer cells benefit. In order to avoid a future of progressively declining health, one disease following another, while your doctor prescribes an array of colorful medications that come with a litany of nasty side effects, death possibly being one of them, consider this. Now is the time to take action. Prediabetes is reversible. Choose your future, one that is filled with endless possibilities, or one that is spent in doctors' offices, hospitals, and on a downward spiral towards a somber and uncertain future. If you desire to have a brighter tomorrow, contact me and let's begin.